Hi there, Jeff here from the Wetsuit Centre, talking to you today about the O Neill Psycho Freak summer wetsuit for 2012. When we say summer wetsuit with this wetsuit, we use it in the loosest term because the suit itself is actually classed as a winter suit in some countries and can be used in the autumn and even into the winter, depending on your tolerance for the cold in the UK. The reason being is the features of the wetsuit and the actual neoprene of the suit make it extremely warm. Okay, it's a top-end suit. It's the flagship suit from O Neill, meaning that basically it costs the most, but there's good reason for that. There's a lot of technical features going on in this suit. Again, people might wonder why you need that with a summer suit. This is a 3.5 2.5, so it's thicker than your average summer suit, and the reason being is that O Neill were sort of designing this suit so you can use it for the majority of the year. 3.5 2.5 should last you, obviously through the summer it's going to make you nice and warm, but in a suit like this, some people even wear this through the winter if they've got a good tolerance for the cold, and if it's a mild winter in the UK, it's that kind of warm. Running through the features of the suit then, it's 100% Ultraflex neoprene, ultra light, super light neoprene, whatever you want to call it. It's the really flexible stuff. You can see that demonstrating there, as you would expect with a suit of this sort of quality. Very soft to the touch, sticks to your body better, which will mean it will keep you warmer because it moves with your skin and holds that heat against your skin. The primary feature of this suit is the air insulated neoprene, which you may or may not have heard about. It's basically called the XDS neoprene. Okay, so you get the ultralight neoprene basically, and kind of sandwiched between two layers of that is this honeycomb sort of pothole neoprene. If you sort of come a bit closer, you'll be able to see that. And essentially what that is the middle layer of neoprene has got little holes in it. And the sort of theory behind it, and I've tried it out and it does work, Sean's tried it out as well, and he can sort of vouch for it as well. Basically what it does is as heat leaves your body, normal neoprene will use the water inside that neoprene to insulate you. So it will heat up the water inside the neoprene and the air in the neoprene, and then that will basically is used to sort of insulate you and stop heat leaving your body. This does an even better job of that, because you can imagine the little potholes trap that warm air inside the suit. And then what that does is it acts like a sort of almost like a heated sort of blanket, using your own body heat to insulate you, stop you losing any more heat out of the wetsuit. Works really well, and it will allow you to wear a 3.5 suit the majority of the year, as I said before. That runs the whole way through the suit. You get that on the front panel, you get that around the kidneys, which is really important to keep your blood warm, and you get that all the way down the back, to the back of the knees, and all the way down the front, right down to your knees there as well. So you can imagine what that's going to do to keep heat inside of the suit and keep you really warm. It's a sort of fantastic feature, which has won O Neill a wetsuit, the Wetsuit of the Year award in a previous year, so because there's a lot basically about the wetsuit. Moving on to other features, they've kept it as a back zip, which is quite interesting. A few people have asked us why they've done that. I think primarily because it's just worked so well, so if it's not broke then you don't fix it basically. They use the Zen zip system, which is on the back of the suit, and what that is essentially the zip is actually sewn over the top of the back of the wetsuit. So it's got quite a short zip on this suit to minimise the amount of area where water can get in, but basically this is the back of the suit, and then the zip, or this panel of neoprene, is folded and sewn over the top. So if you can imagine, if any water did get in through your zip, which is a specially coated and treated zip anyway, if it did get into the back, it's met with this back panel, and then it's not obviously going to touch your skin, sealed on either side, and it will drain it out the back of the suit, so you're not going to get water in there. And then that goes up and over your head, and is the all familiar bat wing, which a lot of people will be familiar with, and basically that goes around your neck, and any flush throughs that come through the suit are then met with this, which creates a nice seal around your neck and guides any water out the back of the suit again. So they've stuck with this because it's easier to get in and out of. People are really happy with it. There's not been much of a call for a chest zip in this style, and if people that are sort of keen on that can go for the RG8 anyway. So it's a nice little feature. The zip itself is a YKK zip, and sorry, it's a PK zip. And basically it's just a really hard wearing, super strong, robust zip which isn't going to fall apart or break off the suit, which is what you'd expect again when you're paying this kind of money. In terms of the panelling of the suit and the seams, that's the next sort of key difference between lower end suits. Basically this year is different from last year, and is something that we're hopefully going to be introduced into more and more suits as time goes on. Is basically this suit is completely stitchless in terms of the actual main stitching of the suit. The pieces of neoprene are butted up together, and then you've got this super thin liquid taping inside out of the suit, which keeps it really flexible because you haven't got that stitching running the whole way through. glued together, completely sealed with this really thin liquid taping. We were a little bit worried in terms of how well this would hold up and how robust this would be, but the feedback's been really good. We've hardly had any suits back with any problems, so let's put our mind at rest basically as to how robust these seams have been. They've gone through lots of testing obviously, and the results are good, and the result of the or the sort of minimal liquid taping there is more flex within the suit. All the sort of seams are pre-bent as well, just to make sure that they stretch out and don't restrict the movement of the suit at all. That's inside and out. It means that there's no stitching in the suit. Obviously, when we do say no stitching, we mean there is still stitching in key areas like around the wrist cuffs, around certain areas there, just to stop the suit falling apart, but in no way is that going to affect any movement within the suit, and you get it around the collar, that kind of thing as well. So pretty much a stitchless wetsuit. Further down, you've got the knee pads, Duraflex knee pads, as you would expect. Really robust material, stop it wearing through. It's the last thing you want on a suit of this value. As with some of the other wetsuits as well, you've got the pinched-in cuffs basically. Create a better seal around your wrist as well. And something you get extra with the suit is this kind of little cuff here, which means when you put your gloves over the top, if you do wear gloves, or gloves underneath, basically, you get this nice sort of little seal there against them if you do put your gloves over the top. Also creates a little bit more rigidity within the cuff there as well, to stop it folding back and water getting flushed up your arm. So that's a nice little feature. Roll neck collar stops the collar rubbing against your neck, makes it very comfortable. The outside piece of neoprene will move up and down rather than against your neck. Moving inside the suit, zip down, you see the back main demonstration. Benefits of a back zip as well, obviously it's easier to get in and out of because you can open the neck of the suit right up. So if we delve inside, you see more evidence of that liquid taping, just reinforced around this sort of chest panel and that kind of thing. The grey neoprene is the ultralight neoprene. And if you look inside there then, you'll see that red material running the whole way through the suit, right down to the knees. So inside that air insulated neoprene, the middle panel, or the inside panel basically, has got this polypro lining, or the Ultraflex firewall. It's a thermal insulation. Basically what that is, it's kind of like a non-absorbent, polypro fleecy material. What that does, it just adds more warmth to the suit. So not only have you got that air insulated neoprene, you've also got this firewall basically, which is like thermal underwear, which retains heat inside the suit. So if you can imagine, with all that combined, plus points are it's insanely warm. You've got so much heat being retained inside the suit. You know, it's going to be definitely warm enough for summer, and certainly warm enough for winter with a lot of people. Downside, it does make it a bit heavy. Obviously when you've got this amount of stuff going on, it's not like a super performance wetsuit. Okay, it's very, very warm. Having said that, it's still incredibly flexible because of the properties of the neoprene involved. You've got a huge amount of flex, and where you do need most flex, like in your upper body, your arms, that kind of stuff, in your lumbar region, you know, they're just using the ultralight neoprene, so it's really, really flexible. There's not too much weighing you down there. So basically this suit is all about warmth, really. They've really gone for warmth with this suit. It's got the air insulation, it's got the polypro, but they're trying to sort of retain the flexibility in the suit. They've got the really good quality neoprene and the thinner liquid taping, so it's a toss-up between the two. But I say people that are looking at this suit are really going to be wanting a very warm suit that they can use the majority of the year. Depending what country you're on as well, you could use the suit the whole year round. It's not a problem at all. You can never be sort of too hot in summer, especially in the UK. So the Psycho Freak, fantastic wetsuit, a big seller with us every year, and the feedback we get on it is really, really good. So you're in safe hands with the O Neill Psycho Freak, and a big recommendation from the Wetsuit Centre.